Welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn how to use your learning environment, how to test your learning environment, and how to upload your resources into your learning environment. So, throughout the course, you have everything available in your learning environment. So, let's start. Go to the browser and log into Databricks Community Edition. We created this in the previous lecture, so you know how to set up access to Databricks Community Edition. And once your access is there, you can sign into it. So sign into your Databricks Community Edition, and this is our SQL learning environment for this course. Once you log in, once you sign in, you will see something like this. It's a blank workspace. We don't have anything in this workspace. You will be jumping to workspace menu and clicking on the home page. So this is your home page of your workspace. Everything that we are going to do here will be available at this place, right? As of now, in the beginning, this looks empty. For you also, it should be empty, but you can import everything that we need for this course in this environment. How do you import? Make sure you are on the home page and then click these three dots, right? And click the import button. And this new dialog box allows you to import your files. You can click this browse and browse the file. So let's click this browse and go to the directory where you have downloaded the course resources. I have explained how to download the course resources in a previous video. So hoping that you have already downloaded your course resources and you must have this resources directory. So browse to your resources directory, go inside the resources directory, inside the notebook directory or inside the notebook subdirectory, you will see SQL essentials.dvc, right? Just select this and click open and it will import, right? Simple import. Just hit the import button and that's all. As soon as your DBC file is imported, you will see a directory like this, SQL Essentials directory. Now let's see what we have imported. So SQL Essentials is a directory inside your home directory. Go inside the directory and you will see two more directories, completed chapters and do it yourself chapters. The entire course is available to you in two sets of source code. One is completed chapters, another one is do it yourself. Do it yourself chapters are for you to do it yourself, do the exercise, do the hands-on activity. I'll also use the same do it yourself chapters to explain you the concept, code live, so that you can learn watching me coding and keep on explaining you everything. Completed chapters are the same code available once it is completed for your reference. So let me open do it yourself here and completed chapters in a separate tab. Press Control button and click this completed chapters. It will open in a new browser tab and simply click do it yourself and you will see the list of chapters here. So these are your chapter wise directories. You go inside any chapter. Let's say I'm going inside the chapter 7 and you will see notebooks there, right? Similarly, come back and go inside the chapter 8 and you will see notebooks there. Go inside any notebook. You will see a box here to navigate through the different notebooks in the same chapter. If you need more space, you can close it and you will get little more space. You want it back, you click this button and it comes back, right? It's a nice UI, very handy for you to work. So let's close it. And your do it yourself notebook looks like this. In most of the cases, at the top of the notebook, you will see one cleanup script. All you have to do is to click this button and it will clean up the environment, make it ready for you to do your hands-on for this notebook or for this lecture. Then first thing you will do the cleanup, second thing you will do the setup, right? So some notebooks may not have setup, it only comes with cleanup, but most of the notebooks comes with cleanup and setup script. So you first run cleanup script, then you run the setup script and it will automatically create the database, set up some data for you and you can start writing the SQL code. Below these two, you will have questions like this. For example, this is a problem statement. Similarly, this is a problem statement, right? Two problem statements in this notebook. Let's come to this notebook, the first one, and you will see a problem statement here, a problem statement here. And after the problem statement, you will see some blank space where you can start writing your select queries or SQL queries like select star from whatever, right? So I'll be using these do it yourself notebooks to code live, explain, so you learn and understand the SQL, right? And these do it yourself notebooks comes with mostly blank cells. Some places you have some code, but that is part of the problem. You are given a table or you are given some query and you have to work after that. You need to work on top of that query. So some places you will see some existing code. Most of the places you will see a blank cell which you can do, right? And if you have some doubt, you want to refer, you can come to the completed chapter. So currently we are in chapter 8, simple aggregation, this first notebook, right? Similarly, if you come to the completed chapters, which chapter I was? Chapter 8, first notebook. Chapter 8, first notebook. If you look at this notebook, it is an exact copy of the do it yourself, but with the solutions. You have a problem statement, you have a solution. You have a problem statement, you have a solution. You have a problem statement and you have a solution. So do it yourself is for me to teach, for you to practice without referring to the completed ones. But somewhere if you are stuck or you want to refer to the solution, you can jump to the completed notebooks. So let's close this, come back to workspace, home and SQL Essentials. So this is your main directory. Inside you will see completed chapters and do it yourself chapters. Hope you are clear with that. Completed chapters comes with problem statement and the solution. Do it yourself is for you to see the problem statement and try there itself yourself, right? So that's how it looks. One more thing, I prefer using dark theme. This as of now comes like a light theme, white color theme. If you also prefer dark theme, you can come to this button, and this is for your username. Come to settings, and ideally it should be in the preferences, but unfortunately it is available in the developer box. I'm hoping that in future it will be moved to the preferences. You come here and you will see dark mode for notebook editor. It is using system default, which is light mode. Click this. You have light mode, dark mode, or the system default. Change it to dark mode, and that's it. Come back to your workspace, and you might start seeing dark mode theme from here onwards. Maybe let me refresh it. So this home page is still white. You go inside, looks white. Do it yourself is still white. Go to chapter 2, open any notebook, and it shows in the dark mode. So this is the mode that I will be using for teaching because I prefer dark mode for recordings. It's your choice. You want to use dark mode, you can use dark mode or light mode, whatever you prefer. So hopefully so far you are good. Now we uploaded our source code, right, from the resources that we downloaded. You have all the code. Along the way, while we are learning throughout the chapters, I'll keep on explaining more about this environment, how to use it, how to run queries, how to type queries, all those. But as of now, we want to test that everything is successfully created and we are ready to start learning using this environment. So go to SQL Essentials. I'll recommend go to completed chapters, chapter 2, and this is your first SQL example, right? Just click this notebook and this is your notebook environment. In this environment, you can write code, you can run code, you can see the results. But for using this environment, you need few things. This environment is opened in the browser, right? But for writing code and for executing code, you need a server machine. Without a machine, without a computer, you cannot run any code, right? So you need a server machine. This environment is opened in the browser. There is no server machine as of now, but this environment allows us to create a server machine and use that server machine free of cost for your learning purpose. How to do that? You can come to the compute menu, just press the control button and click the compute, so it opens in a new browser window. You can open it in the same browser window also, but let's open it in the new browser window. And here you can create one running server at a time, right? It's free for you. This server will be created in the cloud and you can use it from your browser for running your SQL queries. But at a time, you can create only one server. How to create it? Just hit the create compute button. And here you can give a server name. By default, it takes your name's cluster. So for me, it is Prashant Pandey's cluster, but you can change the name. Let me call it SQL server, or maybe a better name would be Spark server, because we are going to use a Spark database server. So let's call it a Spark server. It allows you to choose the runtime environment, but default works good for you. Just hit the create compute button and it will start creating the server. It will launch the server in AWS cloud and make it available for you to access from this browser. It might take 1 or 2 minutes to start the server. So let's wait while server is starting. And once the server is started, I'll start talking again. So my server is now started. You can see a green tick mark here, which means the server is running. It took 6-7 minutes for me to start this server, and that happens. Sometimes it starts in 1 minute, 2 minutes, sometimes 5-6 minutes. So have patience if your server is taking time to start. This is a free server. You can see here free 15 GB memory. This is a community edition server. It is free for you. It keeps on running as long as you are using this server, doing some execution on this server. If you stop using this server for more than 1 hour, it will be stopped automatically. So your compute will automatically terminate after an idle period of 1 or 2 hours. So if you don't use it for continuously 2 hours, it should be automatically stopped. So what will happen? Let's say today you started this server, you did your hands-on activity, your exercises, you practiced, or maybe after an hour or 2 hours, you stopped using it and plan to reuse it again tomorrow. But when you log in tomorrow again, your server will be stopped. But that's not a problem. Again, next day you can come here. You will see a Spark server like this. Instead of green tick, you will see some gray mark here because server is terminated or is stopped. You can delete that. Click this 3 dots here and delete. Delete the terminated server and use the create compute button to create a new one. If you have one running server, then you cannot create another running server because it is free and you can get maximum one. But if your server is terminated, you can delete this from here and create a new one. So you can always have one server for your practice or for your exercises. So that's about the server. Let's close it. Once your server is up and running, you come to any of the notebook, any of these kind of pages where we are going to do our hands-on activity, write SQL, execute. Come here and you will see a connect button, right? So click this and you will see a running server, green color here. Just connect this server with this page, right? Once your server is connected with this page, whatever code you write here will go and run on that server. And again, the result will come back and show you on this page. That's how it works in the cloud environment. It's very easy. In few lectures, you will become very familiar with this. It's very easy to use. But that's not the only requirement. Server is not the only requirement to start using this, right? For using this environment, you have to upload your data to the cloud. You have downloaded the resources folder, right? And I showed you some SQL data directories in the resources folder, but that is available on your local machine. This environment is running in the cloud. You are accessing it using browser. So you have to upload your sample data or your learning data or your database data to this environment in the cloud. How to do that? That's very simple. When you have opened this first SQL example from the completed directory, come to file and upload to DBFS. Right? DBFS is Databricks file system which sits in the cloud. You can upload whatever you want into this, and once it is uploaded, you can access those things from this environment in the browser. So click that and you will see a box like this, right? Upload data dialog box, right? And everything you upload goes into the file store directory. After that, you can specify your own directory name, but everything goes in the file store directory. Inside the file store directory, by default, it may suggest some directory name, but we don't need to use that suggested directory name. We will create our own directory structure and upload it. So remove this, right? And there are two things that we want to upload here. First thing is some images. The second thing is SQL data. So first you create one images directory, simple, super simple name images. Make sure you typed the images directory name here and then you can come here. Either you can drag and drop images or you can browse. Let me browse. Click here and it will open the directory for you to browse your files. Go to your resources directory, right? Your resources directory, wherever you have downloaded and uncompressed your resources. Inside the resources directory, you will see an images directory. Go inside the images directory. There are 6-7 images. Select all, right? Press Control and select all of those. Select all and hit the open button. It will start uploading all these images one by one into the file store images directory. Once all are green, make sure all are green, just click the close and that's all. Your images are uploaded. You want to test whether images are uploaded or not, just press the refresh after uploading the images and you should start seeing the Scholarnest Academy banner because that is also part of the image which is uploaded in the environment. So if you start seeing this, that means your image upload was successful. Now next thing, we need to upload all the data. So again, come to file, upload data to DBFS, again here, and remove this default suggested directory. Inside the file store directory, type SQL -data. That directory name should be exactly same what I am explaining here. If you create a different directory name and upload your data into different directory, your code might not work because we have made an assumption that all your data will be available in this directory and accordingly the code is written. So upload your data into this SQL data directory. But let me open the SQL data directory. SQL data directory is also there in your download resources. Inside the SQL data directory, you need one file and then rest all files should be in the 3 other directories. So we'll have to do a little hard work here. The current environment doesn't allow us to upload the entire directory at once. So in the SQL data, click browse, come to your resources SQL data and upload this file into the SQL data directly. Once it is uploaded successfully, you see the green tick, close it, right? And then again, upload data to DBFS, remove this, again type SQL data, come back to your downloads, look at the directory name, club, right? So inside the SQL data, you need to create one club directory and then browse again, go inside the club directory and browse or select all the 3 files available in the club directory using control button, right? Control click, all 3 will be selected and open. You will upload all 3. See the green tick, done, close. Now again upload, remove the directory name from here, SQL -data, right? Not SQL _data, SQL -data or SQL -data. Inside that, what is the next directory? Corp, right? Not club, club is done. So corp, create corp and then upload all the files from the corp. Corp also we have 3 files here. Just upload them. Green, close. One more is left. Remove this. SQL data. Don't make any mistakes. SQL data, and then DVD rental. So make that directory DVD rental. Browse it, come to SQL data, go inside DVD rental. You might see a lot of files here. Select all and open. Wait for all the files to show green tick, right? Everything is done. Just close it. And that's all. You are done uploading your data. So we need server, we need images, we need data for all the source code to work correctly without any error or exception. Once you are in this environment, everything set up, server is connected, you have this first notebook which you can run to test, right? So you can come and run all these cells one by one, like you can click this button to run this line, click this play button to run this line, click this play button to run this line. One by one you can try, or maybe you can click this run all and this entire notebook will execute. So let's hit the run all button. It will show red color while it is running. All the cells will show up waiting. It will start running one by one. The first cell takes little time to initialize and then it starts running. So it's running. It's doing the cleanup of the environment for us to start practicing on this notebook from scratch. The idea is that you are practicing some notebook, you are half done, right? And you decided to stop there and restart it again tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe you are half done, some data is created, something is half done. You start doing the next SQL and realize that something is found, something is not found, there is an error. To avoid that, every time you start this notebook or any notebook, make sure you are running the initial cleanup script, which will make a clean environment for this notebook, this particular notebook, right? Every notebook comes with one cleanup and one setup. Some places you won't see setup, only cleanup is enough, right? So make sure you are running cleanup and setup to create a clean environment, and then everything will run without any error. So this is executed, this is executed, this is also executed, this is also, everything is executed means you will see that red button is gone, right? But scroll through it once and see there is no error. There is no error from top to bottom. If this notebook runs smoothly without any error, you are done testing your environment. Your environment is perfectly fine. Hopefully throughout the course, everything is there in place for you. You won't see any error or any problem, at least related to the environment. Once this is done, you are ready. You are ready to start learning SQL. See you again in the following lectures. Keep learning and keep growing.